Hi everyone, I'm Russ,
I'm Mark.
and this is a spirited endeavor.
Priming the Pump edition.
That's right.
All right, so we're doing some American single malts tonight.
Yes, we are.
Now we're going to go back to one that we've visited before. Now I don't think we've ever done it as a Priming the Pump episode where it was just a single whiskey review. I think we've done this, in our Saturday show. We have a little live thing that we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, and oftentimes it'll have we'll do a whole run of whiskeys from a particular distillery, or there's generally a theme. But yeah, I don't think this one's gotten the attention that it deserves.
Yeah, for sure. Now this bottle's been well loved.
A little bit.
But I think it's worth revisiting again, especially when we're in the American single malt category.
Yeah, I agree.
Stranahan's is kind of an important player, or at least I find them to be kind of an important player.
Yeah, they've been pretty influential for us as far as American single malts are concerned.
Yeah, for sure. And if this may have been the first American single malt we ever drank was a Stranahan.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of led us into, oh my God, this is so good, so cool and interesting and fun, and they're coming from Scotch, jumping into American single malt seemed to be a really good, step into American whiskeys.
Agreed. And I think the main thing that it did for us is it helped us recognize that the American single malts kind of have their own unique personality. It's not just an American Scotch. It's very unique, specific to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, everything is sourced here, and certainly with Stranahan's, I think everything is sourced in Colorado.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it really brings the local flavors, and we see this with Scotch too.
Oh, absolutely.
Is a Highland is different than a Campbellton is different from one of the islands. Is different from an Isla. And it really comes with the you sourcing local water and sourcing local grain and things along those lines.
Well, and the climate too. I mean, you're going to see a run of these videos, and there's one in here in particular that was aged in a completely different climate than what we're talking about here, and I have different expectations. So yeah, it's interesting that there are regions when it comes to American whiskey, just like there are regions when it comes to Scotch.
Yeah, for sure. And Colorado is an amazing region that we're finding.
Yeah.
There's a lot to love about Colorado whiskeys.
Yeah, it seems like they tend to be very well balanced. Like the aging process isn't too heavy-handed to where, in Scotland it takes 10 years to extract flavor from a barrel because it's, number one, used barrels, but number two, the climate. With these guys, generally speaking, it's been my experience that they get the age a little bit quicker as far as the flavors are concerned, but not as quick as you would in, say, a really hot climate.
It's true. And you'll find that a lot of these don't have age statements on them either.
Yep.
So that's, it's interesting.
It is.
It really is. So let's get into this one now. This one is a sherry cask finish. And, we sort of love sherry cask finishes.
Yeah.
Nice. And what's nice, too, artificial cork.
Yep.
I think it was the first one we ever ran into that actually had
I think you might be right, actually. I don't know that we appreciated it at that point in time, but I most certainly appreciate them now.
Yeah.
As your collection gets bigger, having synthetic corks definitely makes a difference. That's got a nice color to it, too.
Yeah, it really does. It's got a little reddish cast to it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sweet.
Put it back in the cradle.
Yeah. It's a nice bottle, too.
It really is. And it comes with which is really cool. I mean, that is, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but that has actually got measurements for
and it's
1
not
ounce,
cheesy.
2 ounce.
I mean, it's not like...
It's nice. That's metal.
Yeah. That's something that'll stick around.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, the color on that is just gorgeous. 47% ABV on this one, by the way.
So it's not a slouch.
It's not a slouch. And you've got great oils and a beautiful color.
Yeah, I really dig the color.
Little reddish cask to that.
Well, and it kind of goes with, we've done a fair number of sherry finished Scotch, and color-wise, this is in line with that.
Yeah, it really is.
Pretty.
Yeah. See,
there it is.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's malty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can just tell immediately that there's just that this is a single malt.
Yeah.
It's got that maltiness to it. There's a fruity note to this one too that presents to me like fresh raspberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like the underlying like butterscotch, that's buttery.
Yep. Yeah, that fruit note really hit right up front. It's kind of a 50-50 that and the malt for me personally.
And it's got a nice little oaky spike to it too.
A little bit.
Yeah, just at the very end, and it just sort of just comes around back, but it's there present and gives you a splinter right through your nostril.
And this one's been around a bit. I mean, this one's had some air in the bottle too, and the fact that the nose is held up as well as it has.
Well, that cork has been in there pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably been a year since we've touched this one.
Yeah. You know, with sherry cask, you oftentimes get those darker fruit notes. This one is not especially dark. It's a little lighter than what I've gotten out of Scotch that's sherry influenced.
Yeah, for sure. Think raspberry, strawberry. Sort of those sort of bright, fruits.
Summertime
fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, shall we?
Let us.
Cheers. Fruit and malt right up front.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Little peppery on the tongue, which is nice.
Agreed.
Not overly peppery on the tongue though.
No.
This one is buttery.
Yeah, it is.
Buttery.
It really is. And I'm the raspberry theme
Yes.
kind of carries through for me on the taste.
Yeah, I'm getting raspberry on that.
Yeah.
But this is more like a raspberry candy than the nose was like a fresh raspberry.
Yeah.
This is raspberry candy.
I get like raspberry vanilla sort of thing, or raspberry cream, or
Yeah, I can
something
see
of that nature.
I can absolutely see that.
Yeah, I really dig the
Oh
palate
yeah,
on
now
that one.
pick it back up on the nose.
Yeah.
That's all I get is that raspberry note now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just pleasant. That's again, the notes, the flavors aren't spiky. They don't smack you around, but they're definitely present, and it's pleasant. It's so easy to drink, and that little bit of zip at the back end, a little peppery note, is really nice counterpoint to the sweetness that you're getting on this one. If you've been interested in trying sherry cask but don't like the funk that goes with sherry sometimes,
Yes.
this is a good one to go with because there's none of that sulfury kind of sherry funk that you sometimes get.
Right. Yeah. On the back end, it's smooth. It definitely has a nice smoothness to the back end. It kind of just goes off into the distance. Sails out to the sunset. That kind of mix your metaphors. However you want. But man, this just rides really, really nice. It is just a pleasant sipper.
And it's got a long finish too.
It really does.
Which, as subtle and smooth, this one sticks around for a bit.
Yeah, it's really nice too. What's also interesting is I find that it's still a little lively on the inside of the mouth.
Yeah.
Even though it's finishing and everything, you're still getting a little poppiness.
It's funny you say that. I'm going through that right now, and it's like a little bit of an acidic nature to it, kind of like you would get out of a lemon or something like that. But it's not lemon flavor. You just get kind of that bite.
I'm thinking Pop Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of got that little bit of bite to it.
Yeah.
Without tearing your mouth up.
This one is anything but dull, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is a fabulous whiskey.
Yeah, I dig it. And again, this is another one where I'm not wishing for a higher ABV. I think they got it right where it is. I mean, obviously, if they made a cask strength version, I'd be very curious about it, but I'm very happy with this as it is.
Yeah, well, the love in this bottle, I think, is completely justified.
Yeah, I would have to say. I mean, if you were going to judge, do we need to score it? I mean, clearly the bottle indicates the score.
Yeah, yeah. This is this is about as high as it gets for me.
I think so. Well, what number do you want to assign to this one?
I'm assigning a 5 to it.
I'm going to as well. There's some fond memories of this one, but I find that it still holds up, and I think my appreciation for it may be a little bit stronger than it was initially, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've cycled through a lot of whiskey since the last time we've tried this one, and that we love it this much, coming back to it.
Yeah.
This is a winner.
I agree wholeheartedly. Awesome. Well, fun whiskey, fun night. Hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, we sure did. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Wow.
I know, right?
Yeah, that holds up.
It really and truly does.